Not every hidden killer in nature has sharp fangs or deadly claws. Sometimes the most cunning assassins are green, leafy, and rooted in the ground. For ages, plants have been chewed, munched on, and nibbled on as if they were the free buffet of the natural world. But some plants are not as defenseless as they appear. Among them, the desert tobacco has mastered its own art of survival, plotting like a tiny general with a clever battle plan up its sleeve. It all begins with a lonely seed buried in the endless golden sands. Life in the desert is brutal. Dry winds howl, the sun scorches overhead, and water feels like a myth told in bedtime stories. Yet the seed waits patiently, clinging to the hope of rain. And when the heavens finally open with a sudden downpour, it's as if destiny has arrived. The sand softens into rich, muddy soil, cracks form like open doorways, and the seed bursts awake with new energy. Fed by the fresh rainfall, it feels as though it's been injected with a soul, given one miraculous chance to grow tall and strong. And grow it does. Within weeks, desert tobacco shoots up to a full meter, its leaves unfurling so quickly you'd swear you could see them moving if you stared long enough. But there's no time to waste. The plant must bloom and secure pollination before the desert reclaims its strength. So, as night falls, it releases a perfume into the cool evening air, a fragrance so tempting that hawk moths come fluttering in like party guests who spotted free food. They sip nectar, spreading pollen without realizing it, and in return, they leave behind tiny eggs on the soft green leaves. It might sound like a sweet exchange, but it's really a ticking time bomb. When those eggs hatch, the caterpillars waste no time. They bite, they chew, and they gorge themselves like kids let loose in a candy shop. One single caterpillar left alone could devour the entire plant. But the desert tobacco isn't about to roll over and die. Instead, it fights back with a chemical weapon: nicotine. Once its leaves are bitten, the plant pumps this toxic brew through every vein, filling itself with a cocktail that turns every mouthful into a dangerous gamble. For the caterpillar, it's like chain smoking a pack of cigarettes in a single afternoon. First comes a jittery buzz, then paralysis creeps in, and soon its movements slow to a crawl. And that's when the real trap is sprung. Predators lured by the scent of nicotine-laced snacks arrive like customers smelling barbecue from miles away. Lizards, bugs, and other hungry hunters gather for the feast, snapping up the helpless caterpillars one after another. Far from being weak, the desert tobacco reveals itself as a master tactician, turning predators into allies and leaving the insects with no chance of escape. Eventually, the plant flowers, produces seeds, and completes its mission. Its body withers, but the next generation is ready for adventure. Powerful desert winds scoop up the seeds, flinging them across endless dunes. Some drift for miles, others for hundreds of kilometers, and they can wait for years, tiny time capsules of life, until the next rainfall wakes them again. And when that rain finally comes, the entire wild cycle begins anew, proving that even in the harshest desert, strategy, patience, and a little trickery can keep life going strong.